Hi guys, I'm Julia. I'm a certified Yoga Fit instructor. I'm here today with your 10-minute beginner yoga flow, perfect to fit into your everyday routine. So if you're ready, let's begin. We're going to begin our practice today with an energy breath, sitting in the cross-legged position, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to begin to flow with reaching our hands up, then back to heart center, and then opening up to the side, feeling an expansion in our chest. Tuning into our breath, maybe connecting our movements to our breath. Setting an intention for our practice or for our day. Interlacing our hands, reaching up, finding length in our spine, reaching from side to side. Just waking up our body. Reaching our hands back to our knees, we find some gentle circles with our shoulders, circling our shoulders back, and then reversing the direction, circling our shoulders forward. Reaching our hands forward, we find a nice release in our spine and our neck, making sure that we're not holding any tension here in this stretch. And then walking our hands to one side, feeling a nice release here. Then walking our hands to the other side. Gonna roll up slowly. Then from here we're going to move into the all fours position, making sure we have a nice flat back. Reaching one leg out behind us with our toes touching the mat, and tucked under we're going to reach forward and back with our heel, finding a nice stretch in our calf, reaching up our leg up, making sure that both our hip bones are square, facing the mat. Reaching the opposite leg back with the toes tucked under, we're going to rock forward and back. Just warming up our leg, feeling a nice stretch in our calf, then reaching our heel up. And then back to the all fours. We're going to begin to flow through the spinal balance, reaching our opposite arm and leg forward, and then back down to the all fours. And we're going to flow here at our own pace, making sure that both our hip bones are pointed down towards our mat, and we're feeling the length between our fingertips and our back heel. Reaching, and back to the all fours, reaching out. Maybe connecting our breath into our movement. And in these ones, we're going to contract our elbow to our knee, engaging our core, reaching out, contracting elbow to knee, and reaching out. And just finding a nice easy flow here. And then gentle engagement in our core, tucking our toes under, we lift up both knees, engaging our core, stepping back out to the plank, with an option to lower down our knees. For a modification, lowering our knees down, untucking our toes, we release slowly down to the ground. Bringing our forearms forward, we reach up into the baby cobra, feeling an opening up of our chest, and lowering back down to our belly, pushing back into the child's pose. Just relaxing here, maybe tuning our attention back into our breath. Coming back to the all fours, untucking our toes and reaching to our first downward dog. We can bend our knees as much as we need to feel comfortable in the pose. And then here we're going to walk the dog, lifting one heel up and then the other, just pedaling our legs. Finding a nice stretch in our calf and our hamstrings. Lifting up our heels, we're going to bend our knees, jumping forward to meet our feet to our hands, looking up into the flat back and releasing down into the forward-facing fold. We're going to bend our knees as much as we need to here to feel comfortable. Grabbing both elbows or maybe interlacing our hands behind our back into the chest opener. Bending our knees, we swan dive up with the flat back, reaching our hands above our head, sitting back to the chair, then standing up to the mountain, reaching our hands above our head, bending our knees slightly as we swan dive forward with the flat back to the forward fold. We're going to step back with our right foot into the lunge, rocking forward and back, Stepping our toes forward a little bit, we're going to stand up into the warrior one, making sure both hip bones are facing forward. We're going to bend and straighten our front knee, just finding an engagement in our legs. Feeling the strength in this pose, we reach our hands back to our foot and then step back to the plank, lowering our knees down, and then reaching up into the cobra, and back down, pushing back into the child's pose. And then back to the all fours, untucking our toes and coming back to the downward facing dog. Stepping our opposite leg forward, we sit back into the chair and standing tall into the mountain pose, sitting back in the chair, reaching up, swan dive forward, flat back up, and then stepping back with our left leg, rocking back and forward in the lunge. Tucking our toes under, standing up into the warrior one position, reaching our hands above our head, bending and straightening our front leg, feeling an engagement of our legs here. Reaching both our hands to meet our feet and stepping back to the plank. We lower our knees down to the ground, untuck our toes, lower down, and then reach up into the cobra, and then push back into the child's pose. Just releasing here. Rolling up into the hero pose. We're going to bring our hands to heart center, maybe opening up our chest, reaching above our hands above our head. We're going to swivel our legs around, coming into the staff pose here. Reaching forward with a flat back. Whatever feels comfortable for us. We have the option to take 2 fingers and grasp our big toe. And then release everything forward, just rounding the spine. Finding whatever stretch feels comfortable for us in this present moment. Reaching up with a flat back. Maybe circling our feet a little bit here, warming up our ankles. We're going to scoot forward into the boat pose. We're going to lift one toe up and then the other toe up, engaging our core here, making sure our back is nice and flat, and our legs can stay bent here, or you have the option to interlace your 2 fingers around your big toe, coming into an extended boat, and then maybe opening up your legs into the wide boat pose. With a modification of just staying in the first boat pose, releasing everything back down. We're going to bring our hands forward, rolling through our spine, onto our back with our knees bent, coming into a comfortable bridge flow. We're going to roll up through our spine, finding the engagement of our core and our glutes, moving at a pace that feels comfortable for us in this moment. Maybe tucking both our shoulders under, interlacing our hands behind our back with an option to lift up our heels. Holding the bridge position, maybe tuning back into our breath. Releasing our shoulders, lowering ourselves back down to our back. Can contract everything together. Reaching one leg up, we're going to find some foot circles with an option to bend our knee as much as we need to. And then we're going to come into the figure 4 stretch, crossing our foot over one thigh, interlacing our hands behind our other thigh, with an option to rock back and forth, just feeling a release in our hip. Just a nice and gentle stretch. And releasing our leg back up, then down. We're going to reach up with our opposite leg, finding some gentle circles with our foot, and bending our knee as much as we need to in this position. Doing whatever feels comfortable in our body in this present moment. Coming into the figure 4 stretch on the opposite side, we're going to cross our foot over our opposite thigh and interlace our hands behind our thigh, with an option to rock back and forth, feeling a nice release in our hip. Maybe tuning back into our original intention for this practice or for our day. Contracting everything together, our forehead meets our knees, and then rocking up, coming back into the cross-legged position. I'm going to sit up nice and tall, reaching our hands above our head, meeting our hands and palms back to heart center. And Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today and for taking part in this beautiful practice. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you.